How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Here we're going to be speaking about trading journals and why I made the switch over to TradeZella from Tradervue. Starting out in my trading journey, I used Tradervue for about 2-3 years, but over the last 6 to 8 months I have been more focused on TradeZella, and I made the switch over to it for a couple of reasons I'll go into right now. So the first thing that catches my attention is the user interface and how everything is so easy on the eye for me. So as you can see here, everything looks organized. You have a lot of things to choose from on the left side. We'll get into that in a second, but just from the first page here, you have a couple of things that automatically show. So you have your total profit or loss, you have your average winning trade, average losing trade, you have your winning percentage by trades, your winning percentage by days, and then you have the calendar here, which shows you how many trades you took and how much profit or loss on each day, and you can just sift through it like that. Now the first thing that I want to go over is the daily stats. So with the daily stats, not only do you see the profit or loss for the day, but you also see how the day went. So for example, on this day, you can see here, not only does it say that I lost $1,300, but also it shows you how your P&L was throughout the day, right? And with a click of a button, you're able to see a drop down menu of what trades you took. So for here, you can see I took 2 trades when it opened, right? And then you also see the loss, you see the percentage and everything. You come down here, day by day, it shows you a snapshot of your day. So you can instantly see how many trades you took, how many of them were winners, what was the volume of the trades. Everything is broken down, right? Now, that's it for the daily stats. You can click on it, you can open up each trade individually, and then that'll take you to that individual trade. So going into this trade right here, a couple of things that it tells you. First, you have the P&L on the left side. Everything is just so clear. And then here on the left, you see the entries and the exits. Now going back to the user interface, the candles here on the TradeZella chart look exactly how it looks on my Thinkorswim chart. So that's the first thing that I like, is that it doesn't look outdated. It doesn't look that it's like it's an old candle, right? So that's the first thing that catches my attention. And then you also have these circles that indicate your entry or exit. And then you scroll down. A couple of things that I really like about TradeZella is that it'll tell you how much you put into the trade, right? As you can see, or if you have experience with other platforms like Tradervue or others, it might tell you how much you put into the trade if it was a stock trade, but for option trades, it does not tell you that. So that's another thing that is a key difference, and why I really like TradeZella is it'll instantly tell you how much money you have in the trade. Another thing that doesn't really show on other platforms is your running P&L, meaning how much you were up or down for the entirety of the trade. For Tradervue, for example, if it was an option trade, there is no running P&L. It just tells you whether you made money or lost money, and you have no idea to tell how it was throughout the trade. Were you down big during the trade? Were you up big during the trade? There's no way for you to tell that. You just see the end result. So here, minute by minute, you can see how much you were up or down. So for example, on this trade, horrible trade, I lost $500, but at one point I was down $2,400, right? On other platforms, I would not be able to see that, and it's very easy to say, okay, I just lost $500 on the trade. But here, TradeZella uncovers everything, and it shows you how you were for the duration of the trade, right? And then it breaks down here all the buys and all the entries and exits. Another thing about TradeZella that's really intuitive for me is searching for certain history. So let's say, for example, really quickly you wanted to go search something back in time. You could very quickly change the year, right? Let's say we go to 2020, and then you just click on the month, and then let's say I wanted to look at this month, for example, right? Instantly, it brings up all the trades that you took during this month. Now going back to the daily stats page, you can literally see your performance throughout the day. Yeah, this just says that I made $500, but if you look here, at one point, it instantly shows, you get an immediate snapshot like, hey, I was down 500 at one point during this day. So this was a red to green day, right? Here, made at 1100, but visually I can see that I was up good, up 600, but then I was down 1,000 at one point, and then finally made 1,100 on the day. So you instantly get that mental snapshot, that mental image of how your day went. And then let's say I wanted to open up an individual trade. For Tradervue in the past, I literally had to tag which of my trades were calls, which of my trades were puts. So every single trade I would have to say call, or I have to tag it put. For TradeZella, it instantly tells you whether you had a call or a put. So that's less work that I have to do, which makes things faster for me. I'm trying to be as time efficient and energy efficient as possible, and TradeZella has helped me with that. So let's say I want to look at this trade where I made, let's say, 2,900. I can click on it, and then I instantly see how the duration of that trade was. So off the bat, I would guess that this was a great trade because I wasn't down a lot, and it instantly became profitable, and I held, and it was a profitable trade. Now let's say I wanted to really get a mental image of the entry or the exit. This right here gives you all the entries and exits at one time. But let's say you wanted to do a time travel and literally go and see how the stock was looking at the point of entry. This is where the trade replay feature comes in, which is huge for me. If I click on the replay button right here, what you're gonna see is, I'm gonna have to move this for a second. Let me move this up here. Now, if you see right here the execution and then play it, what you're gonna see here is this is how Netflix was looking when I made the put entry. I bought 15 contracts for about $600 each. So it looks like it right here. I noticed the downtrend, and I was playing the low of the day as it's making lower lows, right? Not only that, but you can also speed up how fast you want the candles to move. So this is moving 10x, meaning, a second is actually 10 seconds. If I want it 30x, that means a 1 minute candle is going to finish in 2 seconds, right? So I'm able to review my trade. So off the bat, look, understanding that I played puts here, I like the trade because I'm following the trend, and I also like how I'm holding, right? And that you can also see that through the arrows. So I entered here, I exited here, 4 contracts, and I held 11. Now playing it, 11.21, you'll see I sold some more. 11.28, held some more for extra, left some runners on the table, and then finally 11.31, right? So not only do you see a full snapshot in the earlier page, but if you go on the trade replay, you're literally time traveling, and you can see exactly how the stock was looking when you entered without seeing the right side of the chart. So if we just click here, I instantly see the entry, and now I'm not biased. I can actually sit there and see, okay, was this a good trade at this point in time or not? But when you get a snapshot of all the entries and exits, you're kind of getting the answers early, and you can see, okay, this was amazing because it ends up working out. But with the trade replay, you're only seeing at the point of entry how the market looked. And that is just an absolute game changer for me. This trade replay is one of the best tools that I've used that's really helped me grade my entries better without knowing what ends up actually happening on the day or on that trade. And then again, the running P&L, I don't get that with other platforms, but with this TradeZella feature, I'm able to see how the trade looked for the entirety of the trade, every single minute that I'm in the trade. Breaks down all the entries right here. And then not only that, but another thing that I really love about TradeZella is that it tells you how much profit you made on each sell. So here, when I sold 4 contracts, it's telling me I made $500 just on those 4 contracts. And then when I sold the other 3, I made $300. When I sold these 2, I made $200. And when I sold these last 3, I made $1,100 just on these 3 contracts. So it breaks down every single exit, how much you potentially made or lost just from those contracts, which is an absolute game changer for me. And then moving on here, you can see an instant trade log. So if you wanted to review, let's say for example, January 2021, and then you go and look here. You can have the daily, you can look through it through the daily stats like we talked about here, but you can also look at it through a trade log. And the trade log, you can customize it by how much money you put into the trade. You can customize it by, your biggest losers or from your biggest winners. You can organize it by how long you held the trade for, right? So here you can actually have an understanding. Okay, so let me review by the time of entry, or let me review by one. Click on it, zoom into it more. For example, this trade lost $1,200 on it. I'll see it for the entirety of the trade, held too long. I can instantly see, okay, what the problem was, right? So that is the trade log feature, where you see every single trade individually. Now the reports is also good. Tradervue and other platforms has this as well, but here I feel like it's more intuitive. TradeZella at this point is not holding anything back. It's giving you the entire picture. You can filter it however you want. You can see how much you made or lost monthly. You can see for the trade duration. Here, for example, instantly I'm able to see that I'm profitable on trades that I hold from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. Here, all the trades that I've held for 4 hours or longer, in total I've lost 23,000 on those. So that is the report section, and you can really, there's no limit to how you can filter and how you can look through trades on this part, right? You have the options tab right here, days till expiration, all the trades that you did for 1 day expiration, 2 day expiration. It'll tell you how much you made or lost. Market behavior, for example, in terms of SPY, when SPY was finished the day less than 2%, that's how much I made. When SPY was down or even, that's how much I made. So it breaks down everything. So the report section is just unbelievable. There's so many different things that you can break down, so many things that you can look through, right? And the last two things that I want to talk about, the Zella Insights is a artificial intelligence that they're continuously working on. It'll basically predict using AI how you can be trading better. Maybe you are holding trades too long. Maybe you are cutting your winners short. It'll be able to predict that. So it literally, by using AI, it'll see, for example, you were up big at one point and then you ended up taking a small gain. So it'll tell you, oh, you missed out or you gave up X percentage of your profit. So they're continuously working on that and making their AI better. So that's something definitely to look forward to. The last two things is going to be that I want to speak about is Zella University. It's updated with a lot of webinars and a lot of educational information that can really help you use the platform better, trade better, and just walk you through how to reach that next level of your trading career. So much information here, how to tag properly, how to use the notebook recap, which I'm going to talk about in the next section here. And then just a lot of information that, if you just put in the time, you'll be able to use TradeZella better, and you'll be able to trade better if you apply what's being mentioned, right? So a lot of education on this part. And then the last part that I want to speak about is the notebook. It's been very intuitive. You can customize things in terms of days or in terms of weeks or months. Say I pull up, for example, June 15. Here I traded, made $700. Now here's what I wrote down for this day. I have my own format. I just copy and paste it, and then I just answer the questions. So here, for example, on this day, it gapped up 1%, moved sideways until FOMC, and then I broke down exactly what happened, and then what trades did I take or not take, what did I do well, what did I do better, what can I do better, so on and so forth. So in this section, you can really break down exactly what happened on a day-by-day basis, and you can write down all your thoughts so you can review it later and then self-reflect from there. So not only can you do that on a daily level, but you can also do it on a weekly level. Here, for example, I have October 1st to October 2021. Here instantly tells you how much you made, how many trades you took, your percentage, and then from there you can go and review it and then write down your summary here. October was amazing, made X amount, but here were a couple mistakes I made, yada yada. So you can have monthly reviews, and then everything will be here for you to look back at it and review your notes. So everything is just so intuitive and easy on the eye, like I mentioned earlier, and then you can just review it that way. And that's basically why I have been using TradeZella, and it's really helped me overall. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.